Am I the problem for getting annoyed at my family's gratitude lecture after they helped me out? Let's get into it right now. Some parents do take things a little bit too far. 2026 is the year of what? The year that we reclaim our power. Let me tell you, it has not been easy. We're back. Hello, lie. We are back. It's been a week. We are here. I hope you are seated. I hope you are ready. And how are you? I hope you've had a great week. And we're gonna get into it. Like I was saying, back into the swing of things, back into like the recording studio. Everything has been so exciting. I'm very much looking forward to chatting. And I can't wait. I've got a few things I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be announcing at least. And I am so excited for you guys to see what we have in store for you. As always, welcome to Being B. Episode 2, Season 2. It's another season of me. Another season you get to obviously see me here. Well, we're here. We're already friends. So let's get into it. Before we do, as we always do, round here, we sweep a little, we clear, take the dust out, take the dirt out. To be fair, there isn't actually that much dirt. So should I really be saying we're going to need to sweep the house today? No, we are not. The theme of this week, it's all about reflection and looking back. I mean, we've already touched on a lot of this in the previous episode, but this one will kind of be more about what I plan on doing this year, what I've done in the last year, and things that I'm wanting to change, what I'm not wanting to change, and all of that jazz. So 2026 is the year of what? The year that we reclaim our power. Like that's it. That is the theme for the year. This, for me, is the year I reclaim my power, and it can be for you too. So this year, before we really actually get into it, season 1 of Being B kind of ended, and it was just before I was planning some exciting things. So I guess kicking it off at the end of last year, so it was around November time, the start of November, I had my graduation. Yes, guys, graduated. I've got a degree. I've got a degree, and on top of that, I've got a master's degree. As in, well, I mean, I'm not going to boast about it, but it's something to be proud of, because let me tell you, come closer. Actually, let me tell you, it has not been easy. This journey has been full of ups, full of downs, but by the grace of God, we have made it. I have made it. I did it. I have done it. And it was just, graduation was so incredible. I just, not even being sat here and talking about it. I'll show you, you'll see a few pictures. I'm going to post a few pictures here. You can kind of just have a look. It was just such an incredible day. I remember when I finished studying, I was in two minds about actually attending my graduation ceremony, because I thought to myself, do I really want to go? This thing, as if it wasn't stressful enough. I'm kind of over it. I'm so over it. I just want to close that chapter, close that entire book, and move on to the next. So it was I was not too sure whether I wanted to go or not. I spoke to like my family as well and my friends. They was all saying, B, like, you should go. I know it has been difficult, but this is something you've worked hard for. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, you're right. I should go. So I did. I booked my my tickets. I booked my ticket for my family as well. Everyone was down. It was so incredible. A part of me got quite emotional. I think it was more so when I was walking across the stage with, you know, the hat and everything, and my family was there, and it was just, yeah, it was quite sad. For me, sad and emotional in a good way, because I just thought about all those times where I was spending late nights. I was doing the exams. You do this exam. Some of them would not go so great. Others were fine. Some days were great. Some days were not. And it was just a lot. When I was thinking about all of those things, it just felt very emotional when I was on stage, because I was sad, but it was happy tears. I mean, there was no tears, there was just emotions. I was just full of emotions. Not that there's anything wrong with crying, but it was emotional. So graduation was great. That day was amazing, and that chapter closed. That is education completely finished. Unless when I get a job, I then have to do some extra training. Who flipping knows? Nobody knows. I don't know. It just depends. Of course, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. But that is the chapter closed. We'll move on to the next, which is now, of course, looking for the job. That is the job that I've wanted to go, the industry I've wanted to go into. And then I'm just still in that process of applying, still in the process of looking for work. What I have done as well, like I was saying, it is the year of reclaiming power, the year that things change, the year where I take action. So I have a mentor who is helping me at the moment with applications. I feel like my approach initially with these applications was pretty much just send as many applications as I can to as many firms. Yes, I was doing the applications, but I feel like that hasn't been working for me. For some people it can work, but I feel like it's just not been working. It's been counterproductive, to even say the least. Yeah, if I can describe it as anything, I think it's been more counterproductive than actually productive, because I would send these applications, the firms would either not get back to me or I would hear back and it would just be a no. So the approach that we are taking this time is to really tailor these applications, really zone in and research. I was doing the research before, but I don't think I was doing it in depth to be able to really show that I've actually looked at the firm, I've done my research, and I know what sort of work you do, what sort of areas of law you specialize in. So the approach I'm taking now is to really be very specific, very intentional about what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what is going in the application, because the firms have a few minutes. If you have to pick up your CV, they have a couple of minutes to genuinely make a decision as to whether you are going to be the candidate for them or not. Are they going to take it to the next stage? Are they not? So taking it back to basics, really making sure I'm tailoring my applications properly to those firms, and so that it comes through when I'm actually writing, because it's very easy to just send 10 applications that are not very tailored, not to the firm that you're applying to. Whereas if you spend a bit more time on 5 applications, you said 5 good applications, you hear from one of them, that's still incredible. So that's the new approach. I've got my mentor, I've got people around me as well, I've got friends around me who work in the industry already, who are willing to assist, to help if I have any queries, which is so incredible, and it's something I'm so grateful for, because it's not everyone that has that sort of support system. There aren't people who will have someone there who is willing to take the time out of their day, out of probably a busy schedule, to help you. So having that network, having that sort of community is so helpful. And for me, I value that so much, and I'll always be grateful for having people around who are always willing to help. And yeah, so this application season, a lot of the firms have now closed a lot of the applications, because the training contract seasons are, some of them actually are open until summer, but it'll be for 2 years, like 2 years from now. Anyways, that's pretty much that. So that was graduation, which was great, and I absolutely, everything about the day was incredible. Also, the same month, a few days later, was my birthday. So I am now a year older, and I just feel like this time is going so quickly that it just feels like you can't do anything because of how quickly time's going. But that's a good thing. I'm getting older, wiser as well. With more age comes wisdom, I suppose, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, my birthday was in November as well. That was super exciting. I did decide to take myself on a little trip to Malaga. So I went on a little solo trip, and that was actually my only solo trip that year, because when was the last time I actually went solo traveling? I think this was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I love me a solo travel. I can literally get up, go, book a flight, and enjoy my holiday. So it was actually really nice for my birthday to go away and just have some time to switch off, because that year, up until that point even, it had been just manic. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. So that was my birthday in November as well, which was which was so good. Like, two amazing things happened during that month. My birthday, my graduation. It was just so wholesome. So wholesome. And I'm already planning for this year. Here we are. Another solo trip for my birthday. I'm thinking, I don't know. Anybody, like, where are the best places to go away in November? See, my birthday lands at a very awkward time. At a time in the year where it's difficult. If you want to go somewhere hot, you're probably going to have to go like on the other side of the world. Somewhere in like the Caribbean, or I don't know, South America. Somewhere literally that is not in Europe, because at that time, I don't know. Anyone that has recommendations, because I've heard Marrakesh is good around there, and the Canary Islands aren't too bad. You've got, what else? Portugal is meant to be nice around that time, or at least better than other places. This is more so, I guess, a few European places where the weather's pretty decent. Yeah, I'll just be planning for my next trip, which will be in a few months. And before you know it, like I said, the way these times are flying, we'll be in November in a few months. So as soon as we get over summer, that's it. The rest of the year just starts to fly by. It starts to fly by. Anyhow, what else? I think those were really where we left off at, just before we of course closed season 1. Also, there was, oh yeah, oh my goodness, of course, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas this year was great. So good. So good. I hope you had a great Christmas. That's it. That's all I have to say about it. It was good. What else? Like, that's genuinely it. Well, oh, right. So, reflections for this year. I guess what the next steps are. What am I planning to do this year? Taking on new projects, doing things that are going to be out of my comfort zone again. I'm going to be trying things that I've wanted to do but have been afraid of doing. You know, there's no more fear around here. You just have to do what you've got to do, and you've got to go for it. So, in terms of new projects, what else? There's something else that I did do, which will be coming out this year actually. I did shoot a music video. I was part of like a music video. That was really nice. It was actually quite an honor, to be very honest. So I can't wait to actually show you guys. So once that is out, you will be the first to know. So that's why, just make sure you're following me. If you're following me on my socials, you'll be able to see everything there. I try my best to keep you all updated, and on that, there'll be more exciting things that I'm planning on doing this year, which I can't wait to share with you as well. What else is there? I think that's pretty much it. That was it for that last part of the year. Yeah. Yeah. So this year, you know they say, new year, new me, and all of that jazz. It's just the same year, same yourself, just other priorities, other things that you want to do. And this year I am also on like this fitness wellness journey. Yeah. Yeah, I'm currently going down like this nice fitness journey. I really did actually let myself go a little bit towards the end of the year, which happens. I'm sure it happens to a lot of us, especially around December time. It is really difficult. It can be at least difficult to be able to stay on top of like your meals and eat healthily, because there is so much that is going on in December, a lot of events that is happening that you struggle maybe to stick to your normal routine. You'll probably eat junk here and there over Christmas. So that happened, but we started this new year fresh on a good fitness journey. I've got myself a personal trainer as well, and I just feel like it's good. I can't wait to see like what we do together. I'm super excited with, you know, what's to come in terms of like wellness, fitness. I have a goal in mind as to where where I want to be physically. And I think the personal trainer, I believe at least, I do believe that the personal trainer I've got is going to definitely help me get there. It's just incredible. I've seen a lot of the work that he's done already, a lot of the clients that he has and has had, the transformations that he's been able to achieve. And I do believe that he's going to do an incredible job. So that at the moment, you have to also watch your diet, which I've had to really take back because I was just all over the place. It was so bad. It was really, really bad. But I'm now fully in the swing of things, getting my steps in as well. This was something that I never did. Like steps, it's so important. Because my job, is pretty much being sat in front of a laptop, in front of a computer screen for the majority of the day, that you don't have much time to get around and walk around. So I've had to what's the word? I've had to find time to actually walk, take time to get off my seat, go for a walk. Even at work now, I would not, on my break, think it's a good idea to get up, go and have a walk. But now, anytime I have a break, I would literally just 10-15 minutes, I go for a quick walk, get my steps in, back to the office, and then get back to work. It's honestly so good for the mind, and it's quite addictive as well, actually. Like just the thrill of, I need to get 10,000 steps today. I need to do a little bit of walking. It's quite nice. So I'm very much in my wellness, fitness era right now, and I'm loving it. I am loving it. I don't know about you. If you do, of course, if you are also like a fitness addict like myself, what are your fitness goals? Have you got any fitness goals? Is it just to, eat healthily, or just to maintain a healthy lifestyle, balanced lifestyle as well? What are your goals? And whatever that looks like for you, as long as you're sticking to it, you are eating and feeding your body with the nutrients that it needs, then happy days. Happy days. That's very much it. Really, all there is to say, I guess, to close this segment is do what makes you happy. Especially for this year, do something that makes you happy. If you've had this project that you've wanted to do and you're afraid because of what others are going to say or think, just don't think about that. As long as you're not harming anybody, as long as you're doing something that is not bad, then just go ahead and do it. Do what makes you happy, and eventually it will all pay off, whether that's a project, whether that's fitness, anything. Just do it. Don't sit on it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Anyways, moving on to no, never mind. Start again. Anyways, moving on. So that is the end of that segment to my favorite part. It is the B Reddit. It is back. It is back. I've actually missed reading these stories. So we're actually going to get into it. We're going to get into these stories and we're going to see what's been going on. What has been going on? Guys, my favorite segment is here. B Reddit. Let's go. Let's get into it right now. Am I the problem for getting annoyed at my family's gratitude lecture after they helped me out? So this happened a few months ago and it's still a sore spot in my family. So I'm turning to strangers on the internet like a normal person. Just to set the scene, this person is a 27-year-old female, okay? Bearing that in mind. So I lost my job pretty suddenly last year. It sucked, but I figured I'd bounce back quickly. I didn't. My savings disappeared faster than I expected, and I ended up moving back in with my parents temporarily. Okay, here's where I might be the problem. My parents let me move in rent-free, no questions asked. They stocked the fridge, let me use the car, and even covered my phone bill until I got back on my feet. I know that sounds incredibly generous. And logically, I knew I should be grateful. But emotionally, I was miserable. Every little thing turned into a reminder that I was failing. If my mom cooked dinner, she'd say things like, "You're lucky you don't have to worry about groceries right now." If my dad filled the gas tank, it was, "See, this is why family matters." Not in a mean way, but constantly. One night, my mom asked me to help clean up after dinner. I sighed, just a little. Apparently, that was enough. Well, she snapped and said, "You don't realize how good you have it. You should be grateful we're even helping you." I fired back. I didn't ask to be unemployed or living here again. That turned into a full-blown argument about gratitude, entitlement, and how I act like the world owes me something. My dad jumped in and said it was I was being ungrateful and rude after everything that they'd done for me. Right, okay. I stormed off to my room and honestly felt justified at the time. I wasn't trying to be ungrateful. I was just depressed and embarrassed and tired of feeling like a charity case. Yeah, I understand. I understand so far. Okay, I'm with you. We continue. But later that night, I overheard my mum crying to my dad, saying she just wanted to help, and she felt like she was failing as a parent. At this point, this is mum speaking and saying that she wanted to help you, um, the daughter. So wanted to help you. So she was of course upset about this, and then you go on to say, "Looking back, I realized I never said thank you. Not really. I just assumed they knew. I was so wrapped up in my own shame that I couldn't see how much effort they were putting in. I apologized the next day, not a dramatic one, just a quiet one. Sincere, I'm sorry, and I do appreciate you. Things have been better since, but I still cringe thinking about how I acted." So, am I the problem for being annoyed and snapping when my parents try? Are you the problem? No, I don't think you're the problem. Um, I say that because I know in the moment, sometimes you can find yourself in a situation where something happens, you feel like, because your emotions can really take over. When emotions take over in a particular situation, you kind of lose all senses of everything, and you kind of think, "Oh my goodness, I'm right here. I am doing the right thing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Why did you respond to me in this way? Why did you say this?" You can kind of deflect as well, or you can feel as if you're hated. Depending on the situation, you can feel as if, why does it feel like I'm hated, or they're not understanding my point of view? So I can understand from that sense of, I guess, the whole situation, but you're not the problem. I think what you've done is as well the fact that you've been able to acknowledge and recognize that the way that I acted was not right, especially as a child as well. Respecting your parents. No, me personally, respect is such a big thing, especially within the community that I'm in, or the demographic. This is not to say any other demographic isn't respectful, but there's a lot of emphasis, and it's just normal just to be respectful. That's to anybody, to anyone. But I guess coming from my I guess the way that I'm trying to explain it is, respect is such a big thing, especially to those that are older than you. You know, as soon as you step out of line, you're being, disrespectful to an elder. That doesn't go down well. It doesn't go down well. You kind of have to, even if in the moment you were wrong, you've done something or you've been told something, you just have to be respectful, because, well, you're taught to feel like, well, these people are older than me, I should be respectful. But then it doesn't mean that because they are older than you, they should speak to you in any way. They should, speak to you as if you're an animal, because you're not an animal. Respect does work both ways. I do feel, though, in this day and age, especially more recently, there's there's been a shift in terms of there's a relationship. I'm talking more so um, as Africans, and how it is in the household. Growing up in an African household, boy, that let's not even get into that. But now things are changing. I think especially our parents, because you've got to think as well. They've grown up in a completely different generation. The way that things work now and the way that things were when they were growing up or when they were young is completely different. The world has changed, that it makes it difficult for them. And they are also trying. You've got to give our parents grace because they are trying. They are trying to still keep that element of respect and strictness and this element of the culture before what we see now. It's difficult. You've got to also understand from their point of view. It can be difficult. It can be, challenging for them to try and adapt. So in that sense, we also have to give them a little bit of grace and do understand that it's not easy for them at all. I most definitely know that. But some parents do take things a little bit too far, or quite literally at least, which is not so great because it's very hard. It's very, very difficult. So I do understand, and I don't really have much else to say on that. So just going back to your situation, with that, I guess the fact that you have been able to recognize your wrongdoing and apologize is already a good thing. And as you heard your mother, she was crying, saying that all she wants to do is help. And this is all our parents want for us. They genuinely want the best for us. You might not see it now, but trust me, when you have kids of your own, I'm not saying this because I've got kids, but you can understand. Any normal human being, any normal person can understand. Even now, if you look back at what life was like when you were, still a teenager, when you were still quite young, and the way that your parents would treat you then and how they treat you now is completely different. It is completely different. But when you're growing up, with age comes more wisdom, comes more life lessons. You've got to remember these people, your parents, let me just rephrase that. Your parents have lived this life. The life that you are living now, as in the things that you're experiencing now, are not new to them. They've been through all of these things. So you're getting advice from someone who has the life experience, who has been through in relationships, have experienced what it's like to live with people, what it's like to be in a committed marriage, to all of these things. They have been through that. What it's like growing up, being a teenager, hormones, all of that for women, everything. They've been through it. So when they are speaking, it's speaking from a place of love and experience. So I always say, yes, I could be mad right now. I remember when I used to be young, there used to be things I wanted to do, and my mum would be like, no. Or my dad would be like, not really. My parents would just, I kind of felt like they were against everything I wanted to do. But being at the age that I am now, when I look back at these things, I do think, wow, there's a reason why. I've only understood it a few years later, but at the time, it made no sense. It kind of felt like, you don't like me, I'm here, you're challenging everything that I'm doing. What is the problem? Like, what is the problem? But now, I get it. And that's the same way with when I have kids of my own. I will want to install in them things that have been passed on from my parents, things that I've learned from them. And it is all just because of love. It is genuinely because they love you and they want the best for you. Like, no parent would want to see their child suffer. No parent would want to put their child in a position that is, not great. Yes, there are parents that do, which for me, I just think is insane. People that do not treat, kids well, innocent, young children, being, abused. It's just, yeah, no, not right. Does not sit right. So I guess to round that off, are you the problem for being annoyed and snapping when your parents try to remind you to be grateful? I don't think you're the problem. I just think with that you will later on understand why. You will know that it was not coming from a bad place. So when they snap, the fact that they've taken you home, you've got to think being at home is such a luxury. It is such a luxury. When you have your own bills to pay, when you have your own things to be able to take care of, it becomes a lot. In this cost of living crisis, well, that's just another story. But be grateful for that. And you're not the problem. I don't think you're the problem. Just learn from it and try to understand where your parents are coming from, and just be grateful. Be grateful that you have a home. They've been able to accept you, and as you said, you're only living there temporarily. So whilst you're trying to find then your own place and get your own place, you've literally got a place that you can stay for free. It costs you nothing. You're just there. You can stay there for as long as you want, and they've accepted you with open arms. So you're not the problem. And that's pretty much it. We are going to actually round it up there. That is episode 2 done. We're on a roll. We'll be back again next week for another episode. So as always, like, comment and subscribe. Please, 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 let's push it on Spotify and on YouTube. Remember, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. That's B&B Podcast on both platforms. Peace out. Have a blessed week. I will see you for another episode. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways, bye.